Welcome to Hot to Trot. This is not your normal horse racing podcast. My name's Ashley Wood, and I'll be your host as we take an inside look at the world of horse breeding and racing. So saddle up because Hot to Trot is ready to break from the gate now. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hot to Trot. Thank you so much for being here. And today we are joined by a very well-respected young trainer from Parx Racing, John Kirby. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to dive in and learn more about how you got into racing and your barn and your hopes for the future. But first, we don't really know each other that well, so I just want to kind of get comfortable and get to know you. How are things going over there at Parx lately?
Everything's going well here. We survived a long, tough winter, a lot of snow, but no, everything's back to business as usual. We haven't had any canceled days of racing or training, so we're excited to really kick off the year into some good weather and a lot of different tracks opening. So a lot of action coming up.
Yeah, we got like that one day that was like 80, like 2 days ago. I was literally like outside tanning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And then it turned cold like that night.
Can't make up its mind.
No, I hate that March weather. Well, now we're into April. But so when you're not doing the horse stuff, like in the springtime, is there like a hobby that you like to do outside? Anything fun?
Yeah, I love to fish, especially like deep sea fishing. But anywhere I can cast a line is pretty fun.
My boys are like that. My son will like ride his bike with his fishing rod on his back to like any pond, get kicked out of the pond. Little ponds underneath the Interstate 83. He'll be fishing in them, sending me pictures. He's much like that.
The spots you usually aren't supposed to go usually have the most fish.
Yep, they do. They get in trouble a little bit, but usually the guys are nice. They're like, come on, get off the property, move on.
Yeah.
So,
what's been going on with you?
Racetracks, foaling season. I mean, our foal cams are now down. So we only had 3 mares this year on the cam. So that was like a slightly like shorter year for us. But I didn't hate it because they came like kind of all at once. And then I didn't have to stay up multiple. And the mares didn't do like the fake outs that they usually do. Because usually there's like 3 or 4 nights where I'm sitting there like watching all night because we think she's going to go and then she doesn't. All 3 mares were pretty like, yep, I'm showing my signs and I'm going. They didn't fake us out. So that was good. I like that. And now it's back to like, I got to get the lawnmower out. And like, I keep on thinking about that and dreading it. Like, I'm going to have to mow grass again. Ugh, horrible.
Pros and cons of the good weather. Better than shoveling snow.
True. And then I do have a teenage son. I should probably make him mow it. But
yeah.
Hey. They're busy. They got social lives, unlike me.
Fair enough.
Well, let's get into this interview. I want to know more about how you got into horse racing.
So, I'm a 3rd generation trainer, and my grandfather and father were both trainers. They both bred horses. So we have 20-acre farm about 30 minutes south of Boston in Massachusetts. And yeah, I grew up there, so I've been around it my whole life. From the time the mares got bred to the time the babies were born, weaning them, breaking them right there at the farm, and then they'd go into the track. And from a young age, I just fell in love with the horses and fell in love with the way of life. So I carried the torch.
I love that. And you and Jessica must be like besties.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, like, there's another Parx person I know from that area. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I didn't know that about you, that you were a farm boy. Foaling season's rough.
Oh, foaling seasons, it can be fun. But yeah, a lot of long nights. And like you said, a lot of fake outs. The mares, you think they're ready to go that night and drags out a couple extra days.
Did you have cameras on your farm, or were you like sleeping on a couch?
Yeah, we were sleeping on a couch. We didn't have cameras at that point.
Yep.
The wireless cameras weren't as accessible back then,
Yep.
but no, it was a lot of fun, and you'd be up every hour or every half hour, so it was fun, and it's rewarding, when you see
It
the babies.
definitely is. It's rewarding, but I don't like I think it's fun the first time you think about doing it. And like, of course, I didn't live on a farm, so like I'm like volunteering to do this.
Right.
And it's like okay, I'm gonna like sleep in a barn and a baby horse is gonna be born. This is gonna help. It's gonna be amazing. And then you're out there and it's like 20 degrees and you're on some couch from the Goodwill and it's cold and there's weird noises.
Yeah, no,
And
you gotta love what you're doing in the horse business, because there's a lot of days and nights like that.
wow. So is this something you always knew you wanted to do? Like since your family was in it, there was like no question.
For a short time, I wanted to be a veterinarian, but it's too much school for me. So, no, I stuck it out. And, when I was 18, I got my own trainer's license and stuff. I owned a couple of my own horses prior to that. But, no, pretty much always knew, I wanted to be in horse racing.
That's awesome. You've done a lot. Um, I guess we should say how old you are because you're 27.
28, yep. Be
Okay, oh,
29.
sorry.
I'll be 29 in May.
Wow, it's still really young. You've done a lot as a trainer already. What's that been like?
I think it's really cool that, like, we've done a lot of shipping around and won at a bunch of different tracks, and I think any trainer wants to knock off a lot of these tracks. To do it so early on has been really special, and hopefully we can keep adding to the list of tracks we've won at.
Do you think, like, because of your age, you've really had to like prove yourself to other people in the industry? Has that been an obstacle or not even?
Well, yeah, being a younger trainer definitely has its pros and cons. In a way, like you said, you have to prove yourself because, this is something that you need experience with. And my selling point has always been, well, I might only be, back when I was 18, 19, 20, I have 10, 12 years of experience because I grew up with all of this. But, going out on your own and everything is definitely different. And, I think, especially now that the last couple of years we've had a lot of success, um, people are starting to recognize it. And I think being a younger trainer has its advantages, because, I still have, the passion and the drive, and, I'm really motivated to accomplish a lot of things. So, opposed to older trainers who have been there, done that, and another thing too is, like, I haven't had to adjust to like the new HISA rules and stuff like that because it's been pretty much all I've known since I started. So, no, for me, I think being starting young has been an advantage. You know, I just think we've been able to do a lot that some trainers don't do in their whole career. So it's exciting.
And you were even nominated this year at Parks or with the Horsemen's Association Awards as Trainer of the Year, right?
Yeah, we were nominated. Mikey Moore got the award, well deserved.
Yeah.
He had a lot of stakes wins, so that's understandable. But hopefully one of these years we'll get it.
Yes, but that's just an honor to even be, recognized and put on the ballot. So I
For
thought that
sure.
was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was really cool, and my team was there, so we all had a lot of fun.
Awesome. So, what has been a defining moment so far in your career?
I think defining moment would be probably winning a claiming crown race at Churchill Downs. That kind of got the ball rolling for us a little bit, and yeah, no, I mean, anytime you can win at one of the major tracks, that definitely is is really special. We've been fortunate enough to win a few races at Saratoga, Belmont, Aqueduct, So when you can prove yourself on the bigger stages, I think people take notice of that a little more.
Absolutely. So winning one of those claiming crown races down in Churchill, wasn't it Churchill this week?
Hmm.
Yeah. What did that teach you? Like, what did you learn from that experience?
I learned a lot. Shipping, that's a long way to ship a horse, so it's kind of trial and error. Um, but it'll prep me for when we have a Derby horse to ship to Churchill. But
I love.
we left 2 days before the race, and once we got there, we just walked. We didn't train over that track. It was an older horse, so he was all class all the way. And I actually shipped in the van, back of the van with the horse the whole way, both ways. So that was really cool to just keep an eye on him, and he shipped really well. So it was a
I've
lot of
done
fun.
that once. It's kind of scary too.
It can be scary, yeah, but I got really comfortable. I had a bale of hay and a blanket, so they had to wake me up when we got to Churchill.
I I bungeed a camp chair.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't sitting on a bale of hay, but I bungeed my camp chair, and then I actually took one of those bungees and put it around my waist like it was going to be a seatbelt.
Yeah, you
Uh,
definitely have to trust whoever's driving you because it can get sketchy back there.
and loud. It's really
Yeah.
loud.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
long way. I didn't even go that far, but that's a long way to go.
Yeah, that was 12 hours each way.
Hats off to you. My back would have been killing me. But I laughed when you said when you go to the Derby because honestly, like that's if I was you or if I was a trainer, that's exactly the answer I would give. So I was like, in my head, I said it, and then you said it, and I was like, oh my god, that's really funny. So I was
Yeah.
like laughing. I wasn't laughing at like thinking you weren't
No,
ever
yeah.
going to get there. I was like, oh, that's an answer I would totally give. You gotta
Yeah,
have that confidence.
you gotta have confidence, and you have to learn from every experience. So that was definitely really cool to go there and get lucky enough to win.
So, how was there anything there that made you change the way you train or like kind of shift how you do things?
Um, no, I don't think so. But Churchill was set up really nicely. Like they have their own clinic there for like surgeries and sick horses and stuff. That was really cool to see. Um, and just it's just a completely different atmosphere than like the tracks in the Mid Atlantic. Like when you go to one of those bigger tracks, there's a lot more to deal with per se. So like when you go to Churchill or Saratoga or something, the first couple times there's a little bit of a learning curve. So to get that out of the way early was definitely nice.
This is kind of just like off the cuff. Is there someone that you like was a mentor or someone you really look up to in the industry that, has you strive to be like or obtain to be?
My dad and my grandfather, they both were my biggest mentors, and I think my dad's a terrific horseman. So, and he's taught me everything I know. So, if I can, if I can just be as good as him, I'll be more than satisfied. But outside of them, growing up at Suffolk, going to Suffolk Downs in Boston, it was a really real community atmosphere. So really pick up little things from anybody, and I'm always picking people's brains and just asking a lot of questions because everybody has different training methods, for very little things, and that's what adds up to make big differences. So I just try and take a little bit of everybody and see what works for me, and go from there.
Everyone's always learning. I always say the sport's ever evolving. Everything, technology is changing, safety and like the vets and things that we just learn about the horse altogether is always, there's new studies coming out on how we can, do better, train better. And it's just always good to learn. Like you said, going and talking to a different trainer can teach you so much that you never would have, saw or thought about.
Exactly, and the day you know everything in this business, you should get out because it's always changing, like you just said, and the horse, whatever's best for the horses, that's what I try and do, and we like like you said, we just have to kind of work together and come up with new ideas and like all these new things that are coming out, that can help with different things. We just trial and error.
Yeah, whatever works, whatever's best for the horse. That's what we're about.
Exactly.
So, I know we're not supposed to have favorite horses as owners and trainers, but do you have a favorite horse?
I definitely do. He's an old man. He's 9 years old. His name's Assad, and he's just been a really cool horse for me. I think we've won 12 or 13 races with him, and he always tries, and he's the coolest horse to have around the barn. He just he's like a pet to me, honestly. And when he retires, I plan on keeping him. And I've had to claim him back 8 times. So like he gets claimed, and then he doesn't run very well for other people, and then he drops back in. I can't help myself. Any time he's in, and I don't have him, I have to claim him back.
I love that.
Yeah,
The claiming part is so hard. I
it
don't like
certainly
it.
can be. Yeah.
I guess
No.
I know it's like part of like the business. Like you gotta do it. You gotta run. Like you have a stable. You gotta run. You gotta run your horses where you can. God, it sucks though when it happens. I
It
experienced it all. Go through a week. I messaged you. I'm like, sorry, I'm just crying over here at Penn.
Yeah, and like I know your special horse's brother Ice. So you know how I feel when he gets claimed away, but I take comfort in knowing that I'll just go and claim him back. And
Yep.
like Assad's a smart enough horse to take care of himself. He's not going to get himself into any trouble, or he's hard not to like. So, when he comes back, he's always the same.
No, I love that you've had to
Yeah,
claim him back 8 times. That's amazing.
yeah, and
He's your
hopefully
forever
eight.
horse.
Yes, and hopefully 8 is the last time. Everybody stay away.
We jinxed it. We put it out there. Now everyone's gonna be like, we're gonna win Xehanort again.
Yeah, exactly.
Take him from Kirby. Oh, I'm
No.
sorry. If you let me know, I'll have to pitch in. We'll have to claim him together again
Yes,
because I'm the one that
exactly.
brought it up. Oh, so he's just a sweet guy. Is there any special treats he gets? Does he get like a little bit of more favoritism in the barn?
I mean, they all get mints and stuff, but like I I like to groom him myself, just because he's like super cool to hang around with, and no, he lets me do anything. He just you could put a little kid on his back if you wanted to. He doesn't turn a hair. He's just really smart, intelligent horse with a cool personality. When he sees like my truck pull up to the barn or something, he'll start yelling a little bit because he knows I'm the candy man. So no, he's just like, the barn feels empty when he's not there. His stall's right across from my office, so, and nobody else goes in that stall. That's
It
that's
sits empty until he gets back.
Yep, yep. We know he's coming back though.
Oh, I love that. How many horses do you have in your barn right now?
Right now 14, which is a good number for us. That's probably about the most I've had at one time. But continually growing, new owners reaching out, so that number will probably increase throughout the summer. But it fluctuates a lot for us because we are an active claiming barn, so we claim a lot of horses and then have a lot of horses get claimed from us. So, today it's 14, next week it could be 8, and then the following week it might be 18.
Man, that claiming game.
Yeah, no, it's a lot, and it's a lot of homework to do on scouting out new horses. And then, like you said, it's hard when they get claimed from you, but have to run them in the right spots where they can perform.
I always think that would be like the hardest part as a trainer, like because you work with the other trainers, like you see them, like I'm a non-conflict person. I'm gonna take your
Right.
horse. Oh crap! I want us to be friends.
Right, right. And I mean, most people are okay about it, especially the ones that have a lot of horses. But there are definitely some unwritten rules to like the claiming game. Not everybody follows them, but like I wouldn't claim off of somebody that has like one or two horses, or
Yeah.
or, or like there are a few people that I'm friendly with that I just don't claim from, and they don't claim from me. Um,
The
but
alliance.
you kind of have a little bit of alliance with a few people, and then like you don't claim off people who are stabled in your barn. That's a no.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So how many people like work for you in your barn?
Right now I have two grooms, two hot walkers, and two exercise riders. They all work hard, and that's a lot of the reason why we have success. They're all diligent in their work. They show up every day, and it's a real team effort.
What goes into picking jockeys for your horses? What do you think about?
Well, like their different horses and their running styles kind of dictate who I would pick for a rider. I'm kind of a creature of habit, so I use the same jockeys like 90% of the time. Very rarely do I switch it up. Um, right now we're using Frankie Pennington's riding a lot for us, and he's a very experienced, smart rider, and we're having a lot of luck with him. Julio Hernandez comes from Penn a lot, and Delaware in the summer to ride for us here. Julio's exceptional on speed horses, getting them out of the gate. So if I have a fast horse, I want Julio. And then now that Paco's back, we have a lot of luck with Paco. So we'll be trying to help him get rolling.
Do you do a lot of baby horses?
Yeah. Well, my dad and grandfather, that's almost exclusively what they had was their homebreds. But yeah, I've had a couple babies, not a whole lot. But I won first out with one a few years ago. But this year we have two that we bought from the OBS sale in March that are here now in training that we really like.
Awesome. It's always so cool to see them like develop and then finally get to the race. And when they first come into your barn, how their personalities just evolve, and you kind of know, after that first race, are we going to did they figure it out? How many more races are we going to have to go with this horse until they actually figure it out? And sometimes it's 2 and sometimes it's 10.
Exactly. Yeah, the babies are a lot of work, but they're also probably the most rewarding because you just never know what you're going to get. So the really brings a lot of hope into the barn. You might have a stake horse on your hands, or you might have a career maiden.
Sometimes they come in and I'm like, oh, that one's like really big and tall and just looks like made to go far and long. And then there was like a little teeny tiny short one, I was like, that might not be the best one. Little teeny guy bolted, and it just about killed me. The other one it just couldn't figure it out yet. I was like, it took 3 races. He finally figured it out, how the legs are going to go. We're switching leads. But I mean, that's what I think is so cool, because I like look at them and I'm like, oh, I think this one's going to be great. I think this one's going to be like the faster one, or this one's definitely going to be a turf horse. And then you just don't know. They have a whole mind of their own. It's just like they teach us. They're like, oh.
Exactly. Horses will make liars out of you really quickly.
So I have a question. Why Parx Racing? Why are you stabled there out of all the other tracks?
So Parx right now for us is a really good home base because it's centrally located in a ton of tracks in the Mid-Atlantic. And David O, the racing secretary, is very gracious to let us ship out to different tracks. it's year round, which is huge. You know, you don't have to pick up and move every couple months or 6 months to go south or anything like that. But yeah, Parx is great home base. Like, you know, you have almost a dozen tracks within like a 2 hour radius. So if a race doesn't go here or something, you can just ship. And you know, horses from Parx really perform anywhere they go. And I think a lot of the reason that is because the track surface here is very deep. So when you're training over this track every day and you go to a track like Penn National or even Aqueduct, where, you know, it's a much faster track, it's almost like you're training with ankle weights and taking them off. So I always think that's a huge advantage. And then another reason we're stable here, the PTHA does a lot for the horsemen and trainers here. The grooms too, all have a certain degree of health care and benefits. I think that's pretty nice, and I think they're one of the few organizations in the country that do that. So that's also a major plus.
Yeah, to have stable for like stableness for your stable and your family is huge, a huge benefit. And they definitely do provide that with the race days. And like you said, the healthcare and the support for the team is huge. And they do a lot. Like I always see like, oh, we're going to have like a ice cream truck come at noon.
Right.
And I'm like, why do I got to work from home? Just bring in an ice cream truck to me.
Yeah, in the winter, hot chocolate, coffee, everything.
Jeff really rolls out all the fun things. I think it's just like secretly Jeff wants like hot cocoa
Yeah, probably.
and ice cream. So he's like, everybody gets it.
Exactly. I'll share with everyone.
No, I think Jeff's great. He does a good job of making sure everyone is taken care of and feels appreciated and their needs are all met and heard. So what do you think is a misunderstanding some people have about Parx Racing?
I think a misunderstanding about Parx would be, you know, I see a lot of negativity on social media, whether it be about riders, trainers, the track announcer for whatever reason. You know, just a lot of negativity. Like Jessica does a great job, you know, calling the races. There are a lot of honest, hardworking horsemen here, you know, and any track you go to is going to have bad eggs and they get weeded out. But you know, it's a real community, and I think for the most part, everybody tries to work together and you know, make it a better place. But yeah, Parx is a great home base, and I would challenge anyone to find someplace better.
I agree. And I'd like to do a call out. And this does not go for, like, this goes for everywhere and anyone. Like, can we stop being our own worst enemy?
Exactly.
As an industry, like, I don't understand why we have to tear each other down. I mean, over the petty stuff, over the little things that don't really matter. I don't understand why we feel like because we have the ability to send out a tweet or, you know, make a Facebook comment, that we have to try and drag other people down and say negative things that aren't necessary. People go through a lot in their lives that you don't know about. Like, it's a scary time. Social media, I think, and you know, everything puts a lot of pressure on people, undue pressure. And I mean, people make rude comments to me all the time. And I'm like, listen, I never claimed to be a handicapper. I just fell into this. I never wanted to be in front of this camera. I hate it. But I mean, I guess people enjoy watching it. I mean, I enjoy, always my passion has been telling the story of the industry. I just didn't want to be the one telling it. You guys are the stars.
Well, I think you do a good job of, you know, getting people to come out of their shell and speak about the industry as a whole. And like you just said, it's a shame that we're going through a lot of changes in the horse racing industry. Some for the good, some for the worse. But it's too bad that everybody can't stick together and try and make it better, just as an entire industry. Because it really is the best once you get involved, and anyone can access it. So I think we need to do a better job of really just opening our doors and being a little more welcoming, because we need people.
Yeah, because it's very intimidating if you look from it on the outside and you see people like attacking each other. I'm just going to give a quote from my mother.
Sure.
She's always said this to me all the time, because I was a girl and there's petty girls in the world. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
That's words to live by right there.
There you go.
Mom Mom was right there. But
It's true.
unfortunately, with social media and everything, people just, it's so accessible for people to be mean that I guess they just take advantage of it. But
I'd rather build people up, not tear them down.
exactly, exactly.
Well, I want to go on to like your goals, because you still have like a long career ahead of you, unlike me. No, I still have a long career ahead of me too. But what are some of your goals as a trainer?
A lot. I've been fortunate enough to knock out some of my like smaller goals, so now they've grown a little bit. Like they're a little loftier. I'd love to win a stakes race. I haven't done that yet. And then after that, a graded stakes race, or maybe knock those two out in one. But yeah, I mean, I just want to get to the bigger stages of racing eventually, and hopefully these babies I have this year might get me there. You never know. But I mean, for right now, Parx is a great home base. Eventually, I'd love to try my hand at a bigger circuit, whether it be New York or Kentucky or something like that. We've had some success in both places. Maybe not permanently, but maybe Saratoga for a summer or something. But yeah, no, I mean, just really want to grow a little bit and just keep improving our stock, getting more and more quality horses.
Gulfstream has great fishing.
Yeah, that's true. Gulfstream's
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
always thinking, I got you. So where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Hopefully at one of those tracks.
Hopefully at one of those tracks, yeah, at least for part of the year. Saratoga, to be stable there, that's a dream, right?
Yeah.
Just the whole town in the summer, it evolves around horse racing, so it's definitely a vibe there, and if you like horse racing, that's the place to be. So to be stable there for the meet in the summer would be a lot of fun.
They weren't even racing when I went there. I was so sad. So that's a goal this summer for me, is to go out.
Oh, well, you
And
definitely have to come.
my birthday's always on Travers weekend, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get tickets. Always something comes up. It's my favorite race, and I never get out there.
You have to go to the Travers this year. It's a lot of fun.
I'll
I
be
was there.
42. I'm an old woman
Oh,
with
please.
teenagers. Get the kids to go. We'll dress them all up, little bow ties.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I think I ran on Travers weekend like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, or no, yeah, I think so. And that place is rocking for the Travers. It's packed, but it's a really good time.
I love it. So, what is the next step for your barn in like the near future?
In the near future, well, Keeneland starts today, so that's exciting. I think we're going to be trying to claim from Keeneland. That's never easy, big shakes. But we're going to try and get some new, maybe better stock out of Keeneland. We're always looking to claim here at Parx. So we're going through a growth spurt right now, and I've always been a believer of quality over quantity, but hopefully we can have a little bit of both. So yeah, right now we're definitely growing, but at the same time we want to maintain, some quality horses.
Awesome. So, do you have any advice for any young trainers or hopefuls to get into the industry?
My advice for a young trainer would be the horse comes first, the owner comes second, and you come third, because that's really how the cookie crumbles. And if you're not okay with that, then this might not be for you. And you can't be afraid to work. Until you get a decent number of horses, you might be doing a lot of the work yourself. So you can't be afraid to wake up early, have long days and short nights, pretty much. You have to be very, very dedicated to what you're doing. And a lot of times success doesn't come overnight, especially in this business. So, you really have to ride the highs and lows.
Is there any mistake you made that you wish you could have avoided if someone would have told you?
That's a good one.
Sound
Plenty
like a
of
dumper.
plenty of mistakes. But honestly, I don't think any were big enough that I wish I would have avoided them. You just got to learn from each one, and I really, really try and decipher what I could have done differently, or what led me to make that decision, and try to prevent it in the future.
Yeah. Nothing's a mistake. It's a learning lesson.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to look at it.
So, what do you think matters more, connections or work ethic?
Definitely work ethic. Connections can be built, over time, but if you don't have the work ethic, you're not going far in this business. Like when I first came to Parx, I didn't know any owners here, well, I knew some trainers from Boston that landed here also, but I didn't know any owners from down here or anything like that. So it was pretty much just a few horses that I owned myself and a couple of guys from Boston. Now I have a few owners that are based here and stuff. But if I didn't have the work ethic, none of it would have happened. So definitely work ethic over connections.
How long have you been at Parks now?
I think 2019 I came here, so 7 years.
Right before COVID.
Yeah, good timing, right?
Great timing, especially in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
You guys were real locked down.
Yeah, no, that wasn't fun.
No, it wasn't fun for anyone. Glad we're past that. So,
Yes.
what do you think the horse racing industry needs to stay alive and grow?
To stay alive, I would say you just got to keep adapting to appeal to not only the existing audience, but also a younger audience. And just people that aren't exposed to it already. I've always said, I could ask any of my friends from home to go to Saratoga or Keeneland, and they'd be game to go right away, because it's like an experience. It's not just going to bet the races. Obviously that's a big part of it, but dressing up, restaurants, music, all those kind of things, really appeal to people who aren't necessarily big horse gamblers. But then once they get there, maybe they become one and keep coming back. But I think going to the racetrack needs to get back to the old times and become more like an experience for the fan.
I agree. There's not people like me who I didn't grow up in racing, and I showed up at any racetrack just because I like to learn how to bet, and I thought it was so interesting, and the history and the horses and how in depth the sport was. I I don't know. I think I might have a touch of autism because I was like, wait a minute. So like we put breeding into this on this form. Like once I figured out the form and how in depth it was, which I think is like the thing that the biggest hurdle new fans have is the form and like understanding it. But once I learned it, I was like, well, there's so many facets to like who could win this race depending on like what you're looking at. And then how do you like weigh out what's more important? Do I really care who the sire and dam is? But do I care about them if it's a different surface? Do they run good on surfaces? What do their babies do? Like everyone laughs at me when I handicap because even if it's like a regular day of Parx or Penn, I'll spend 2 hours. And then, like right now, no one look at my picks. I'm on a bad streak. Like I've jinxed myself. I was doing really good. We're in a hole. We're gonna dig ourselves out. It always happens. We all have our highs and lows. Right now, we're on a low.
Exactly. But no, I agree. Like, you know, having someone to teach, you know, maybe give like a little tutorial on how to read the form. You know, that would get people interested because, like you said, it's difficult to learn. I know Jessica does that here for I think for the Derby and Breeders' Cup. So that's pretty cool.
DRF has a really nice, I mean, I use it on their website, like an upgraded form that, what is it called? It's T something. It starts with a T. But I use that, and the nicest thing is like it gives you like graphics of like if they're on dirt, like it shows like dirt, or and they're on synthetic, they're on blue and green on grass, like for their last, like it's so broken down so simply, and it's really nice, like for someone who's a beginner, and for me, if I'm like not trying to sit there for 3 hours and looking at the, like I can look at that like quicker and process everything quicker to make my picks, which is nice. It also like it just puts it, I don't know. I think it's also my ADHD. I like colors.
Yeah, exactly.
And it even like shows the track and like where the start's going to be and where the finish is going to be. And in the middle, it tells you how long the race is going to be and like all the conditions of the race. I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, it's broken down. It's nice.
My son just came in. This is what we deal with. Hi, I'm doing a podcast, family. Let's come say hi. You're home early.
I'm sorry. Alright, love you.
Love you. Busting in this house like they own it.
They do. It's their house.
I know it is. I came home to surprise you. Okay. I love it.
I wish I got out of school at 1:45 on a Friday.
It is Good Friday, mister, and they are on break.
See, Good Friday.
It's Good Friday. That. Sunday is Easter. I know.
It's just another day at the at the racetrack. Still got to show up.
Yeah, no, horses still have to be taken care of, even if it's Easter or it's not. It's every day. Rain, snow. Yep. We do it. Your birthday, you don't get to sleep in on your birthday. I mean, I do. I don't live at a farm or at a track. Yeah. Perks of being in communications and marketing.
Exactly.
I just watch it on TV.
There you go. Some days I wish.
Yeah, I think also social media, though, getting back to our question of what horse racing needs to grow and stay relevant and reach new audiences. And I saw you've been doing some social media, and I give you claps because you did so good. I was like, oh, he's doing a real good educational video here, and I shared it. I liked it a lot because you guys, like at Parx, there's so many, like I would say, industry influencers there. You kind of have a little meta now. Like everyone's getting so comfortable with it, and I love that. Like getting comfortable in front of the camera, and that's the only way I think new people are going to know more about our industry is like seeing the people that are the regular people in the industry, not like the big names like Bob Baffert.
Right.
What goes on behind the scenes, and they find the behind the scenes stuff so cool. I love it.
Right. I mean, historically, horse racing has been kind of like a closed door to behind the scenes, but like because especially in the claiming game, information is a currency. So like if you can get some insight onto somebody else's horse or something like that to claim, I mean it's a huge edge. So everybody's always been, like loose lips sink ships, keep your mouth shut. But I think that's really starting to change, and I think it's a good thing because like really nothing bad happens behind the scenes. Like we're all trying to take the best possible care of our horses so that they can have their best chance to perform. So I think people seeing that and seeing how much work goes into it and how well taken care of the horses are would really appeal to the public.
I think you should introduce all your followers to each one of your horses.
All right, I can do that.
I like that. I think
Yeah,
that
that's
would be
a good
really
idea.
cool, like really good content.
Yeah.
Give us an intro, who they are, and then we'll know and we'll look for them.
Yeah. No, that's a very good idea. Each horse
just
can have
sold.
their own fans.
They should.
Yeah.
I am fans of horses. There are some horses I am very fangirly about.
Oh, exactly.
Songbird,
Certain ones just stick out to you.
always. Well, we're wrapping up here, and here comes the hard questions, the hot seat questions, the ones I know you've been waiting for.
All right.
Are you ready to be in the hot seat?
Ready.
All right. What is the number one thing that you put off until tomorrow? That you're always like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow. My toxic trait for do it tomorrow is probably sending out my bills to owners, which is probably horrible. But they don't. I know they're gonna pay me, so I don't worry about it until until
The bank account gets real low.
No. Just I don't know. The paperwork in general, I guess, would be a better answer.
Mine is folding laundry. I'll wash it and I'll put it all in the basket, and it will all be clean. I don't want to ever fold it. Eventually,
Well, I know what you mean. It's just gonna get unfolded.
yeah. Well, it's just then it gets all wrinkly, and it's just start a new process of like ironing it or putting it back in the dryer. But all right. If I had to give somebody a bill, like I'll give you a bill like a couple hours after I'm done.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have that luxury. All right. Would you rather be stuck in traffic for 3 hours or have your cell phone on 5% battery?
Cell phone on 5%. I hate traffic, and I could go without my phone.
No. I can sit in traffic as long as I have music, and I can karaoke the whole time.
Well, you still have the radio. You don't need the phone.
I don't even know how to get to radio stations anymore. And then I don't get to pick my songs.
Well, that's true.
And I want to be my own DJ. If you didn't
All right.
know, it's DJ Smashly.
You get the keys to the aux.
Yes. All right. So if you had a warning label, what would it be?
My warning label would probably be you can't I have no free time. I'm a barn rat. Like, come meet me, come find me at the barn. Like, I really don't have time for much of anything outside of the horses.
Work.
So yeah, workaholic, I guess.
That's your warning label.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be not athletic.
Not athletic, really? That's surprising.
Oh. All I can do is ski. That's it.
Okay, well, that takes athleticism.
I started when I was 5, so it's just like a natural thing. Like I don't know how not to ski, but if you like make me run, I mean I power walk, but like if my kids just like play basketball and they're like, "Mom, try," and everyone just it's like a big joke. Like it's like let's just sit here and laugh at Mom try to do stuff.
Oh.
Let's try and make her play sports.
At least you can ski.
I can ski. That's it. That's all I got. All right, last one. What is the best meal you can cook?
Best meal I can cook would be chicken parm with baked ziti.
Dang.
My mom's side of the family is Italian and owns a couple of Italian restaurants and delis in Massachusetts. So I definitely can cook some good Italian.
I'm Mexican. Everybody calls me Maria.
So what's the best meal you can cook?
I can make really good enchiladas.
Okay.
I can make empanadas very well from scratch. But my boy's favorite is like my crazy nachos.
Oh, that sounds
Because
good.
there's a lot of fixins in them nachos and a lot of different meat, and it takes me about a day to get it all done.
Any good meal takes the whole day to prepare.
Yeah, I like to
Pretty
make sure
much.
all my meat's been marinated, cooked, slow cooked, so they're just fall apart yummy nachos and lots
sounds
of
good.
cheese and jalapenos. So
That's awesome.
well, you made it through the hot seat, and we got to learn more. And I still can't believe you would. You don't. The whole phone thing blows my mind.
Well, it's just so peaceful without it.
Well, you have to drive everywhere to take your horses. I think traffic would be, and in a truck would be no problem.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I like to keep moving. I'll drive for hours as long as there's no traffic. I'd rather just be cruising down the highway going 70 than being
And you got
bumper.
the Ram, like me. The Ram seats are like reclining chairs.
That's true.
Like I get in there and I'm like, oh, I'm just in a recliner. We want heat. Do we want air conditioning on our back, or do we want heat today? Like, it's just a
Exactly.
big leather recliner.
That's true. But nah, I don't need the phone.
I guess it's more peaceful without it. I'm addicted to mine. It's a bad thing.
Well, you're in communications. That makes sense.
We're going to turn it off. We're going to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, John, for joining me here today on Hot to Trot. I think I know I've learned a lot. I'm sure the listeners have learned a lot. We wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we will keep an eye on your stable. Where can people follow you on social media? Because we all want to meet your horses now.
So my Instagram is JTKirby23. I'm on Facebook, just my name. TikTok is JT Kirby Racing. And I never got into Twitter, so I don't have a Twitter.
That's where the racing industry, fans live.
Right? I know. I just never.
I'm
never
not
got
into it either, but that's where all the conversation. I don't tweet a lot but that's where I get my juicy content. That's the gossip train.
I know. I don't know. I guess I find out on my own. I go on Equibase. That's my Twitter.
Oh no, you don't get the inside. You don't get the commentary.
True.
X is where it's at. People just be send John the screenshots, y'all. That's what you got to do. When the juicy stuff happens, send John the screenshot of the X comments.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Hot to Trot, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.